What?
Wait. Okay, well, you go ahead and talk. I'm just gonna sit here.
I'm sorry. I'm just so excited right now. So
I'm just gonna sit here.
yeah.
I got nothing to say. I'm just gonna sit here. Go ahead,
Yeah.
sir Eddie.
No. Yeah. No.
Good Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon to you. Eddie just got some really good news, y'all. Don't mind Eddie.
I can't.
Eddie just
Don't
got some
mind me.
really good news. And
It's just
you know
been.
what it did not involve? It did not involve turning on an app.
Yeah.
Did it, Eddie? Did it involve turning on
Money. No, it didn't
an app?
turn.
Okay.
It's just when you put your. It's the most. You know what? I get the chills out of the most stupidest thing that I do just
No,
because
sir.
it
Not
actually
at
had
all.
a result.
Not at all. It is not.
Just
No,
because
sir.
it
No,
had
sir.
a result.
I'm not going to let you do that to
Oh,
yourself today.
this is
I'm
freaking
not going to let you
awesome.
do that to yourself today. It was
Ah.
not of doing stupid stuff. It was
Yeah,
not.
all right. So the most simplest thing actually creates results through time.
What up, Randy? What up, Bucky? No, Bucky, not a W-2 either, bro. Just another
Nope,
little
not a
hustle.
W-2. It's
Another
just
little hustle.
if we make money on it,
Yeah,
then we're gonna
something
throw it out there
everybody's
to
been
you
working
guys.
on. And Eddie just had he just saw the first fruits of his labor. And it just happened like 5 minutes ago before we got started. So anyway,
That's so good.
and it did not involve, like I said, it did not involve any curse words. It did not involve any it didn't involve anything ride sharing.
Yeah, nothing.
No.
Just part of the pivot.
Miss Lisa, what's up,
Part of the
Lisa?
pivot.
I'm sure Lisa's in the house. Boy, my girl
Oh,
is
hey there, Lisa.
everywhere, man. I like Lisa. Randy's saying Ronnie Speed made like 2,400 this week. That's good.
Nice.
I'm happy for Randy. I'm happy for Ronnie. I'm happy for everybody that's making their money.
Ronnie. By the way, Ronnie was the one that started he reached out and he was like, "Hey, let's do an interview. This way we can get you views." So, I'm not going to forget about Ronnie either. I'm not going to forget
Well, you
about
know
him.
what? And that's what today is about, right? Today is about like it's going to be part 2 of what we're doing with YouTube. Right? Today we're going to just talk about what you basically need, the absolute basic minimum to shoot your first video for your YouTube channel that we showed you how to set up last week. That's what today's pivot is. A nice 45-minute conversation, just keeping it light, keeping it simple. But, today is about, finding those ways of adding to your income streams. And YouTube is although it seems scary, I know YouTube seems scary. Everything seems scary when you got to pick up a camera and film yourself because you don't think you're good enough, or you don't think you look good enough, or you don't think you're ready, or you don't think your background's ready, or you don't have the perfect lighting or the perfect audio. I'm here to tell you, every single person, their first video sucks. Right, Eddie? It sucks.
Yep. My first video was only like 5 minutes. They were only like 5 minutes long in the beginning. And I was only like no subscribers, then 2, then 6, then 13, whatever, and then people just kept watching. I got a buddy of mine that doesn't want to record because he's afraid about how his teeth look, and I was like, who cares?
Who cares, bro?
You make over you make over $2,000 a week driving a Tesla. People care about making how you're making the money because they're gonna ask. They ain't gonna give two craps about your teeth.
No,
they ain't gonna get two craps about your teeth.
And people don't understand why we have certain situations that we have. Like with me, they can't get me numb enough. They can't get me numb enough to take care of it. And in order to knock me out, I got to take care of these other health issues first. So that's where I'm at with it. But I'm in front of the camera. The hell with them if they don't like it. So Eddie, when you shot your first video, what did you have? What was your gear? What did you have that first time shooting your?
I didn't got nothing. I just got my phone. It was a Galaxy Note, Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That's what I had, and I had to find out how to edit my videos also. So I was using a program. I was going between back and forth in between CapCut, but and then I ended up with Keen Master. But it was just basic stuff, I was just doing basic stuff, just putting text on it, and then I was watching other people do videos and stuff and how to use the program, but it was basically my phone. I was just recording. But I will agree with this. I will agree with this. I recorded myself for like hours. And I used to be like, oh, no, that's not good. And I record myself again. It was like, oh, no, that's not good. And then I record myself again. I was like, no, that's not good. And I kept doing that for so long. So I said, screw it. Let me just throw it in there together and just throw it out there. All right. It's like, it
Uh-huh.
looked like crap. It looked like crap. But the moment that I saw that one person watched, then got motivated to record even more. So I found out that people like authenticity.
Yes, sir.
Whether the video is not like all these graphics on it, they're like crappily done because they know it's real. So
Mhm.
I noticed that. I learned that in the beginning, and
I,
that's
I
why
think
people watch.
I think authenticity is absolutely you got to be yourself no matter what, and
Hmm.
understand that not everybody's going to like you. Understand that everybody who starts the journey with you isn't going to finish the journey with you. Just understand you just got to be you and and just be humble enough to understand what it is you're trying to convey to whoever's watching. To me, the very first thing you got to do is just, just be honest. Just be honest. Somebody out there is going to benefit, whether it's in rideshare, whether it's in financial matters, whether it's in budgeting, whether it's in relationship, whatever it is, somebody's going to benefit.
Yeah,
And at the end of the
someone
day,
benefited.
yeah, and at the end of the day, all you're looking to do is bring value to your community. That's it. That's all you want to do is bring value to your community. That's it. And the easiest way to do that is to get your phone, right? Here's your phone, right? This is the easiest way to do it. You get your phone, you open up your camera like that, focus on yourself. And I'm gonna teach you guys a little trick. But you focus on yourself like that and just hit record. What's going on, y'all? This is Benny Cuz here. I'm with Eddie and all of my friends live on the Sunday Pivot podcast. And yeah, that's a cat in the background. I can't do nothing about it. I'm gonna make a rug out of that some bitch one day. And that's all you do. This is how you shoot the video. Turn it off, and that's it. We just shot a video. Excuse me 1 second, Eddie. I'll be right back. I gotta take care of this cat. It's pissing me off.
So all right, so I'm gonna take over. All right, so yeah, so when you record your videos, uh, just basically record it, kind of like I had to do a couple of lessons. I did, man, I forgot what that site, that app is called, where they show you videos on how tos. But you can YouTube on how tos. And one thing that I noticed is when I'm recording my videos is like, you have to change the scene because our eyes are always programmed to basically keep looking at other things at all times. So that's why sometimes you'll see, if I'm talking too much, you'll see a cut. Maybe I'll zoom in, maybe I'll zoom out. But it's just to keep people engaged. And sometimes I'll even put numbers in there just to be like, get your mind off of just stop looking at me and look at the numbers. You know. But I do those things in my videos to make them a little bit more engaging. But you learn these things through time, because you start noticing that you did something, and then you see your YouTube algorithm, and it'll pop somewhere, and then when you go look at it, you start realizing that maybe you changed a scene or something, or you did like a special graphic on the video, and that's how you get people to keep watching. And that's what I learned in the beginning. But
So,
we'll show you that. We'll show you that now. This way, you don't have to figure it out later in the future.
so Bucky says he's worried about focusing too much on doing a video rather than doing the job and being efficient. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Buck. This is how I deal with that. Is I don't shoot a video when I got people in the car. I just don't. If you go back and you look, I did a couple of videos where, I had some of my riders in the car. We were doing Cadillac karaoke or, some kind of a conversation. All that footage is from my dash cam. So it's already rolling. I'm not thinking about the camera, right? But every other video I do, right, I have my camera propped up, and we'll talk about we can talk about that next week. But I'll have the camera propped up on a mount, and I'll just hit the play button or record button and just let it rip. Sometimes I might do like Eddie said, man, I might take 2 or 3 takes on it, but eventually I'm gonna get the take that I want and then come back in and square that away. So don't let that, don't mix the two. I mean, you got to work. You got to work. Obviously, you got to keep your eyes on the road, or whatever it is that you're doing.
Richie, I'm gonna try to send it. I'm trying to send you the link right now. Let me see. What email should I send it to Richie? Richie Hustles. I don't know Richie's email.
I don't know either.
Richie, I'm gonna send it to your IG.
Hello, Nomadic. How you doing? Hope you're staying safe out there and getting that money. Rideshare Lisa, catching up with comments. My first video was done on an iPhone 7 and is still up to date. LOL, I did it 3 years ago. Rideshare Lisa, you got a YouTube channel? I gotta go find your YouTube channel. I gotta go find your YouTube channel. I did not know that. I will go sub.
All right, Richie. It's on your IG, Richie. Send it to your ID, to your IG.
Bucky's like, plus night driving in the city while trying to record. That's a weird thing also. I can't do it at night, not while I'm driving. Not while I'm driving.
What you could do is you could just set up the camera. So what I usually do is I have my camera on my well, I have the fold. So when I can turn it sideways on my fold when it's like this, and I can have multiple screens. So I will have my app on one side, so I don't miss any calls. As I'm driving, I'll go ahead and I just record something, that catches my eye. That's why I like when I drive around, I like taking a small 5-second video of the city, or maybe a 5-second video of the bridge. Or if I'm sitting there and I'm just waiting for a call, I'll take a 5-second video, and sometimes I'll even record all these videos before then. This way I ain't got to record for the whole entire day, and then the only time I ever start recording again is at night. But I'll record like 5 clips while I'm not doing anything, or I'm just driving around. I'll just go ahead and record really quick while my phone is still on my stand, and then I'll go ahead and in between I'll talk.
So there's so for Nomadic, she says, but what if I don't like being on camera? So you don't have to. You don't have to be on camera. You can just screen record. You can just screen record whatever on your phone screen.
Yeah.
And then you can just talk while you're screen recording. Just make sure that, in your settings, you have it to where it records your microphone off your phone. So if you use an earpiece or if you're just going directly into the phone, there are plenty of content creators out there that are doing faceless content. I mean, I put out a couple videos with it where I'm just talking, or maybe I'm just screen recording and I'm putting captions in. Here's the bottom line. The video will do well as long as it's valued content in the community. As long as it's valued content in the community, whether it's negative content, positive content, whether you're trying to explain to somebody or show to the community. And when I mean the community, I mean all of us, right? I watch enough YouTube creators or Uber and Lyft drivers and delivered drivers. I watch all their content as much as I can because I like to know what's going on. I'm part of their community, right? They're part of mine. So the idea is just to bring value, whatever that might be. So it might be a new feature on the app. It might be a jacked up order you got. It might be a really good order you got. And that's something I don't really see a lot of. You don't see a lot of people talking about the really good orders or the really good rides. Too many people, they like to focus on the negative crap instead of getting out there into the positive crap. And eventually, and we're seeing this happen now, eventually people do flip over to the dark side, right? Because they see like they're not making as much progress if they're a positive channel without having to do a lot of negative shit too. But at the end of the day, and we got my man Richie Hustles in the house. I had him in the house.
Yo, check. Can you hear me?
Mic check. You are here.
Yeah, you
good. All right, cool. That's so weird. You can hear me, but I can't hear myself in the headphones. That's weird. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That way you're not echoing through. So Nomadic, if you don't want to you don't want to put your face on cam, that's not a problem. There's plenty of ways to do that. We can talk about that too. Let me.
I think the bigger question is real quick on that. I wanted to hop in. And I'm glad I hopped in the middle of that question. I just wanted to ask, why does somebody care what they're being thought of on film? That's my question to people.
Oh, because we live in that society.
Why do we allow society to control us like that?
No, it's the embarrassment of being judged, right?
Why?
But embarrassed of being what? Judged of being what? So like when I go into Walmart, I'm holding up cameras in my face. I'm walking in checkout lines. And I'll tell you what, the thing that helped me get over that was knowing that once I leave that store, those people might have had a 5-second conversation about me, but they've forgotten about me before they leave. And what did I do? I gave myself a disservice to giving somebody the satisfaction of allowing them to rent space in my head for people that don't matter.
Right.
I've always that's always been a big thing for me with people. It's easy for me to say, I guess, because I don't care. So I always like to figure out why somebody cares about people, what they're being thought of. Like why do you care? Oh, they think I'm crazy, or they think I'm like
Because
doing
it's
this, or,
human
you know.
nature. It's because it's human nature.
Yeah,
Human
but
nature, there's several reasons. Like some
remember, yeah, but remember, if you're doing your videos and someone is telling you how they're being very negative about it, that means you're doing really good because you got someone's attention.
sometimes
You got someone's attention, and you're gonna get those negative people. And the thing is, I like those negative people. I love my haters. I love my haters because
Love
they are the
haters.
ones that make the most comments. They're the ones that keep engaging, you know. And then engagement is what you need for the YouTube channel to create you money.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So
the haters, they engage all the time.
Bucky's question is, does screen recording take up a ton of space on the phone? I would imagine it does. Well, I'll tell you like this. It doesn't on my phone. I've got 128 gigs on my S22 Ultra, and I think on my iPhone 12. I've never had that problem with being not having enough storage space. Now, with that being said, though, I don't keep a lot of photos and videos on my phone. Once I've made my recordings, whether it's regular recordings or not, and I record in 4K, I don't record in 1080p. So my file sizes are a lot bigger, but I'm not doing 4K 120 or 8K 24 frames per second. I'm in 4K 30 frames per second or 4K 24 frames per second. And I've recorded
Just
45 minutes.
buy an external, buy an.
Finish? Can I finish?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're doing it again.
I'm doing it.
Driven Dad's
No,
right.
you,
Puerto Ricans need 3,000 words a minute. He's
yeah,
right.
dude. We're
He's
so
right.
bad. Imagine in arguments, we're really bad.
But I don't think you're going to have a lot of problem with space as long as you don't have like a 16 gigabyte phone. I think you'll be fine. And then once you download it off your phone, put it on your desktop, and then you just erase it off your phone. You're good to go.
Mhm.
All right, go
Don't
ahead.
keep it on your phone. Don't
Go
keep
ahead,
it on your phone. Yeah, I have an external. Is a one. Well, it's supposed to be a 1 terabyte, but it's 960, and it's already full. But I got about a little bit over 5 years of videos in here,
You mean one of these? One of these?
or something like that. Yeah, mine is just mine's on a diet.
I
Mine's
love
slightly thinner.
those little small ones. I bought a desktop one. I have an 8 terabyte one, and it's sitting on my desk. And I can't find a good priced 8 terabyte small compact one like you guys have. But I might give in and buy like a 4 terabyte because those small ones come in clutch. I used to have a small one.
Well, that one that I got there, that Samsung's only a 1 terabyte.
Yeah, that's a beast.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like
it's a beast.
Like I've got 1 terabyte on my desktop. Plus I got another half a 500 gig, right? But I was filling it up too quick over the years. Richie, your video, in case you guys don't know, I know I didn't give him the proper introduction today. Richie hustles. If you guys go look at his YouTube channel, okay,
Yes,
you talk about somebody who just hits record and goes and ain't afraid to let it fly. Bro, there are so many gems in his videos that, and he's where are you at now, Richie, on that channel? About 70 something thousand subs and
70, I believe it's 76,976, almost 77,000.
And your video views are way over 1 million, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's this, and this is why I wanted Richie here today. I asked him at the last second if he could join us because he's successful in this. Far better than any rideshare channel is right now. Far better than any rideshare channel. I don't give a damn who we're talking about. Because Richie has retention. He's got the videos. He's got the whole package. And so trying to help you guys out there that want to get into the YouTube game, right? We want to bring you proven winners. Richie's a successful guy in YouTube, and he's doing other things. So, you know, again, Richie, when you first started, Richie, your first video, what'd you use, buddy?
Man, my first video, I used my phone, my cell phone.
Yeah.
It was in the garage with really bad. I tried to have good lighting. The lighting was blasting on my face. Shadows were casting. I was in the corner of a garage. It was just like I was talking like I was a robot. I was like, guys, this is, I still have it up on my channel. I actually reacted to it a while ago because I was like, oh my God, you know, but as you get more comfortable with it, like anything, you know, like anything you practice, you just get better and better with it.
Well, listen, my first video was off my laptop with a 720p webcam and a free version of Wonder Film or whatever it was, whatever the name of that program was. And oh my God, the quality was like, and it took forever to upload. And then the first time I decided to cut a video using my phone, I mean, it was just, it was nightmarish. Cause like Eddie said, I'm sitting there with my phone like this, and I'm like, what do I say? And then the hardest part, here's the best tip me personally, I could ever give anybody. You can record on your phones because these cameras are just as good as any camera you're going to buy.
4K, 60 frames per second.
That's, you know, you don't need nothing more than this. These
no, it's great.
Phenomenal, right? The only thing I'll tell you is make sure when you're videoing, look at the camera part. And what I'll do is I'll look at, I'm looking at the camera, right? And in my camera, obviously I'm seeing what I'm looking at here, right? I can see me, and I'll pick something in the background. If I'm in the car, I'm going to pick the passenger seat or my seatbelt or, you know, the headrest or something. So when I'm looking at it, my eyes look like I'm talking to the camera, like I'm talking to whoever's viewing the video. And I'm not looking back and forth like this, trying to figure out where to go. I lock in on that one spot, and then I have my car, and then I shoot my video, all my clips.
Yeah, Nicholas, getting over the views the first couple of videos, you don't worry about it. You know what? People are going to come and go. People are going to come and go all the time. They're going to like your content, or they're not going to like your content. They're going to get sick of your content. All right. But you're always going to get new content. That's why when you're always creating for me, every time I create a video, I create the video as if somebody is just watching my video from like the beginning. Like this is the first time they're ever watching my video. That's how I create my videos. So in the beginning, I always say like, hey, and by the way, this is just something new that I started because I did realize that a lot of people that come into my channel, they're new. They're watching just that video. They haven't watched any of the other ones, you know, of all the crap that I went through. So I always engage to them as they was new to my video and what's the idea. You know, you make the money in ride sharing and you reinvest it into other things. And that's why I work as much as I do, you know.
Bucky, real quick on your question. If I go out for 10 hours, could I record the entire shift to pick through later? I don't know. I would think your phone would overheat before you let it get 10 hours. I don't know if it would do that.
Especially recording 4K.
Oh, yeah. Listen, when we're out and I'm jumping on somebody's live stream while we're driving, if I don't have my phone up against that air conditioning in the car, that phone's going to overheat using the browser, Restream or StreamYard or whatever, YouTube Studio. I mean, and I understand that's next level stuff, but we're going to get through. I'm telling you, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, the goal is by the time we're done with what we got to do here, right? Bucky, even with on-screen recording, bro, you're recording. So you're causing the processors to run. And remember, the phone doesn't have the greatest heat dissipation system. So if you're going to do that, make sure your phone is mounted up against your AC unit. Okay. So that cold air is trying to help cool it down. But I tell you what, I know you can do. You can go through it. You could probably record about a good 3 or 4 hour shift and then come back and chop it up and then let it down and do it again.
But now you're talking about just leaving the phone recording. Once you get used to it, you start realizing I don't need to record that much. I just record what we call B-roll.
Yeah, B-roll is a lifesaver. Yeah. B-roll is a lifesaver sometimes.
B-roll, just record small clip. Dude, I recorded me tying my shoe one time, and that was part of my B-roll. But the idea, the idea is to keep your viewer.
But explain what B-roll is because some people might not understand what that is.
So B-roll is different clips. you have different clips, right? Am I saying it right? Because I'm not good with this editing and all that stuff on the terms.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
B-roll for me is different clips. So
B-roll
the way that I
it's like
see it
filler. It's
is
like filler.
Yeah,
correct.
it would be it'd be video supporting your day or your whatever your video topic is about.
Correct. So our eyes are always trained because you're always looking at something different, whether it's the camera, the screen. I see everybody here. Your eyes are always focusing on something that's going on. That's why when something's moving in the background, all right, you see it because it's moving. It's not standing still. So the B-roll is just that. It's just you put a clip on for like 3 seconds and you're talking,
Mhm.
but to keep your viewer engaging, you change the clip into something else, and then he stays engaged because he's not getting bored by viewing the same thing over and over again. That's why
Yeah,
sometimes on my videos I'll zoom in, I'll zoom out if I'm talking for a long time, or I'll put something to get your eye off of the boringness of just watching me talk.
I love this question that you have up there.
Yeah. How do you guys get over the low views on your first couple of videos? So how'd you do it, Richie? I'll
I
wait
love
till
that.
you go and then
I just want to. So this is to Nicholas's question. It took 200 over 250 videos for me to even get monetized. And of course, at first you're only going to get 8 views, maybe 12 views, 20 views, right? But the key to YouTube specifically is being consistent and basically massaging that algorithm that we talk about. And now I don't know. I mean, I'm sure things have changed now from 2018, 2019 when I started, but I think the theme is the same. It's to update and update. It's to upload and be consistent. If you upload 3 times a week for 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden you only upload once a week for the next 2 weeks, it's going to screw the algorithm up. So when you go to upload it again, you're going to start being like, man, why aren't my views accelerating up? It's you really have to grind. And when I tell you 250 videos over a year before I was even monetized, and I just had to have that mentality of it's gonna come, it's gonna come, it's gonna come, it's gonna come. And at the time, I was uploading 3 times a week, and I was doing 1 live a week with 3 videos a week. And then I eventually transitioned to a video every day, Monday through Friday, and then did a live on Saturday, did a live on Sunday. And I pulled back, but that's a different story.
Yeah, and it's always the time of it. It's not as important as the day. So it's because everybody's different time zones. So if somebody's on a different time zone, they might not watch your video when you post it because maybe they're sleeping or something like that. But just keep posting on the same day. I always like to post on Mondays, and my fitness video that I do, I like to post on Thursdays. I do post them at 3 o'clock, but I don't. To me, I don't care about the time. I just care that it has to be Mondays and Thursdays, and I have to stick with it. I got it has to be the same thing every single time. I can't fail. And it's in the beginning it's a pain. There was sometimes I couldn't even post because I just didn't know what to do, or I lost the video, or something happened. And again, when you record your videos, guys, you always back them up, put them somewhere, just in case something happens. You got you got something to work with.
So this is Nicholas's YouTube channel, and I'm gonna post his link up real quick.
Is that a 2017?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Hold on. Let me post Nicholas's YouTube channel up. There you go. There's his YouTube channel for anybody interested in helping out and subbing in a fellow YouTube driver. Matter of fact, I am going to he's pinned up in the comments now, guys. So Nick, let me tell you something, bro. I got, what am I at now? Like 2,100 subs, which is not a lot, but it's a lot more than I had a year and a half ago when I was at 300. Actually, I was less than that. I think it was about 180 about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And like you just got to get it, dude. You can't worry about it. If you can get 10%, and I've explained this, and now I hear other people talking about it on their channels, and I'm okay with that. I'm not even going to hate on it because it's truth. If you have 20,000 subs, 10,000 subs, 1,000 subs, if you got 1,000 subs and you can get 100 of those people watching your videos consistently, I think that's a success. And I'm going to tell you why. The ride share gig app community. You have to remember every 90 days, there's about a 70% turnover, meaning 70% of those that first sign up for the apps today, all of the apps, in 90 days are going to be moved on to something else. This is a fact. So when we look at, and I'll use Rideshare Guy as an example, I think he's up to 160,000 subs now. That channel's been around as long as I've been around. I've been in the game almost 8 years, part-time, right? I remember Harry when he first started. Harry wasn't even the top dog. He's just the guy who lasted the longest. That's all, right? If you look at their videos, are they getting 16,000 views on all their videos? No. Are they the most journalistic, the most in-depth, really nuts and bolts channel for gig apps? Yes, I would think they are. They got a full-blown web page. They got all these writers, all these contributors, the Show Me the Money Club. They do interviews with the CEOs and all of that stuff. So they are probably the most prominent channel in the game, right? Even though we don't see a lot of them out driving, right, and putting in the work, they do. That's not their gig. That's not their thing. That's not what they do. But they're not getting 10% on all their videos. It's not their fault. That's just how much we turn over. So getting low views on our videos, in my opinion, if you can get 10% to 20% of views on your videos based off your subscription, the amount of subs you have, I think you're doing okay.
I agree.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I agree, but I also want to piggyback on that too, because if you find that you're not getting that, and this I'm just speaking on personal experience because something that I'm personally going through right now. When we talk about pivoting internally, whereas you feel like your content is reached a certain level where you've constantly put out the same type of content, you're getting the same results, but those results aren't growing, and you feel like it's almost exhausting to put it out. You got to change it up a little bit, because you have to remember, no matter what field you're in, ride sharing, Amazon selling, YouTube, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to understand there's only one you. What makes your channel special is going to be you and how you present the content, because you could have 1,000 rideshare people, but if somebody connects with you, it could be the way you talk, it could be the phrases, it could be where you're at, your location, no matter where it is, what it is, you have that individual connection with somebody, and you have to recognize that, because when it is time to pivot, even internally, those people are going to follow you where you go, and support you.
Exactly. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I would say that, and it's not easy. Like, it's not easy. Once you build a channel and in a certain niche, people want you to stay in that niche.
Mm-hmm.
And it's understandable. And what happens in the rideshare game is that, again, every 90 days, there's a 70% plus turnover. So when, as content creators, and this is a big mistake I see with a lot, and I'm just going to call it like I see it. When we look at a lot of Uber and Lyft content creators, DoorDash content creators, they get into the game. They get into this catering to new people, to new drivers, right? And then after about 3 to 6 months, they're not catering to the new guy anymore. They lost sight of the fact that it's a constantly there's constantly new drivers for whatever reason. And so now they start catering to the old G's, the old heads, and they lose that ability to connect with the new people. So what happens is your content gets stale. There's listen, the only magic bullet in a rideshare game is to go to fucking work. That's it. You got to go put in the time. There's no other magic bullet. If anybody tells you there's going to be a strategy that's going to work 100% of the time, they're full of shit.
The book that I have, it was they asked for it, and I was like, look, it's just, I mean, you figure this stuff out by just working 12 hours, work the app, but you can't work no more. And I'm telling you, you'll figure it out. People get asking the same questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? I was like, you know what? Just buy my ebook. I literally snap the picture. I snap the picture on my phone. Be like, you know what? Hey, this is a strategy that I use every time I do this. Boom! I snap the picture of it, and in the bottom of the picture, I put a description on it. He's like, every time I see that on my phone, this is exactly what I do. He's like, how do I know it works? It's because at the end of the year, it always accumulates over 100K because I just keep doing it over and over again. But the strategy, it's all about your work. Just do it.
That's it.
Just work.
Eddie said, listen, shut your mouth, read my ebook. Okay.
Yeah.
He said basically he got tired of answering.
You know, because because the questions were always the same, like repetitive. I was like, you know what? Let me just.
But that's my point. That's my point. So when and this is going to go to what we Zoom here is talking about. My problem is I always feel like I need to get a production quality, and it seems so time consuming. I don't even bother recording. How much time do you put into post production?
Man.
All right. Let me answer this one really quick. I am extremely lazy. I like stuff that is easy. It's kind of like I bought these Comica headsets. All right. I don't know anything technical about this Comica thing. All I know is that every time I plug it in, it just works. My Canon 80D, I paid $800 for it. All I want to do is just plug it in, and I don't know anything about it. All I know is that every time I plug it in, it works. So when it comes to video recording in the beginning, it's a pain. Because you don't know what your editing skills are, so you need to learn those.
You know what you don't know.
Once you get used to it, you figure it out. You figure out. I do all my editing in my car, on my phone. Every time at least I have 5 minutes, I go in there and I edit it really quick.
And I don't care what you say. That's your first mistake. I'm just gonna tell you. I think it's a big mistake. But go ahead.
So that's what I do. Is because I have no time. So I use a program called Keen Master. It's a yearly fee. It's really cheap. All right. And I basically upload my videos into that, and then I cut them there and I put them there, and then boom, and I send them out. But the reason why I go that way is because I'm used to it. So I can edit my videos really fast. I can't come home and upload it into my PC and then use Canva, because I know you can use Canva to edit videos, but it's a learning process. I'm so used to using my phone, so that's what I use all the time.
Okay. Richie, how much effort do you put into your while you're filming production quality? What are your quality controls when you go to Walmart and get ready to cuss out a lady who wants to see your receipt?
I mean, I've developed I guess a mental system where I know exactly. So I record. I would love to record with my Samsung. My Samsung's my go-to. But I also have an iPhone. And the reason why I still have the iPhone was back, there's a story behind it, but I use my iPhone to record a lot of the content because I can just airdrop it to my computer. So literally, I'm just recording it and I'll select the 10, 12 files, whatever it is. I'll airdrop it to the computer, which takes literally like seconds. It doesn't take long at all. And then I'll load it into iMovie, and it's already in the order of which I recorded it in, whether it's scenes or B-roll or whatever. So like, for instance, like I'll walk into hey, everybody going into Walmart, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then the next scene is the B-roll, me walking into Walmart, grabbing a carriage, and I'll speed that part up like you and mostly everybody else does. And then the next scene is that, all right, so we're going to go into the clearance aisle, right? And that's the third clip, but everything's in a row. So it's like, so I don't have to sift through all these different files and figure out what goes where. It's already in a row. And then basically it's just kind of like cutting out the silence, trimming, the transitions are just drag and drop, add some music at the end. Before it used to take me a little while, but now I can edit a 30-minute video. If I really sat down and did it, I could edit it in, under an hour. And that's a 30-minute video. You know what I mean? That's 30 minutes to it. And that 30-minute video will probably get edited down to like 22 minutes, 23 minutes after I take out all the fluff,
See, I've always been as far as like pre-production, obviously here I've learned that I needed lighting. Like lighting is huge, audio is huge. To me, there's 3 phases of cutting a video. You got to have good camera quality, which I'm telling you, this is all you need is your cell phone. You don't need nothing else to get started. Your quality is going to be fine. Audio wise, I use an earbud. Right? I use an earbud when I'm videoing off my phone. That little earbud y'all see hanging out my ear every day. Where's it at? Right here. God damn it. Right here. My little LG, little AirPods, iPods, whatever Apple's trying to sell you on these days. Right? This is the LG. That's it. That's my mic for my phone. That's it. That's all I use. And then it's usually, you know, if I'm in the cars during the day, so I got good lighting. And whenever I try to record at night, it don't work out so well because the cameras, there's a thing in there, I can't think of the lighting name. The aperture isn't big enough. It's a fixed aperture. So you're not going to be able to get light in there. That's the next level thing. But that's all you need. Then when I go into when I started using the GoPro, that's a different animal. Because now I'm leveled up a little bit with the GoPro, right? So I have the lighting attachment. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the last couple of videos, I'm using the Hollyland Lark Max now, the wireless lavalier, right? The audio is fine. I don't hear a big difference. Maybe just slightly fuller than when I'm using my earbud. But again, that's just because you get more technical. But in the beginning, you don't need to be that technical. You don't need these things. See this thing? Because everybody on YouTube is going to try to sell you one of these. You know what these are, right? These are the mobile gimbals for your phones, right? Here's one from like 5 years ago. Here's one I just got like a few months ago. Guess what? They both do the same shit. But you know what else does the same thing that these do? You know what else is just as good? Yo, what up? This is Vinny Cuz. I'm coming to you. You know, this is the way it is.
Right.
So you don't need all of that for your production. As far as cutting the videos, I agree with Rich. Whether I'm pulling the footage off my GoPro or if I'm pulling the footage off either one of my phones, when I drag them over to my desktop, because I do all my work on my desktop. How Eddie cuts his videos and edit his videos on his phone he's a bad man. Because
that would drive me.
If I can make it easier, I would. That's why I'm really interested in what Richie's doing. How Richie's doing it. So I'm gonna talk to Richie after.
Literally, I use a MacBook Pro, so I use iMovie. I don't use a PC. Maybe that could be the issue of maybe why you don't want to edit, because I'm not familiar with what kind of programs they have except for Adobe Premiere. Like if I had a PC,
that's what I use.
I would 100% be using Adobe Premiere. But with the MacBook Pro, I'm using iMovie and Final Cut Pro. So I
like the idea that you can download it directly to iMovie.
Yeah, iMovie is just a very basic program, and it does the trick for certain content, you know.
And it's free, right?
Yeah.
Premiere.
I just like that idea that you could download it right into the.
I pay $30 a month for the full Adobe Creative package, Creative Cloud package. So I got everything, and I only use Premiere Pro. I don't use Photoshop or After Effects or any of that. Even though I've taken classes and I'm learning how to use that. But that's for next level shit. That's not for what we're doing. Basic stuff. All right, Bucky's question. Here's another question. What's the best setting for B-roll using a phone to record? I would imagine horizontal. What about resolutions and settings? I'm assuming vertical is best for shorts.
Yeah, listen, can I just clear something real quick? Because this is something that I don't know what is up with this whole vertical, and I'm not saying anybody's doing this. This is I just said I hear this all the time. I see it online, and people are just this craze about vertical content. They're like, because a phone is this way, I'm going to record content this way. It drives me absolutely nuts. Unless you're purposely doing that kind of content, or if it's made for that, like it shouldn't be any content should be recorded this way. I don't care what anybody says. Unless you're specifically doing a TikTok or a reel, okay. But when it comes to like YouTube and actual, like you want to make a 20-30 minute video, horizontal all the way. I'm anti-vertical unless I'm making a friggin' stupid TikTok that I hope when I look like a dumbass, I get 1 million views. But other than that, everything this way. It just
horizontal, baby. Horizontal. Man,
horizontal gang, for real.
I think you hit it on the head. Bucky, to answer your question, if you're going after TikTok, Instagram, Facebook video, then you're going to go vertical. But here's the thing. If you're looking to down the road create a future income stream, you're going to have a lot easier time. The path to getting monetized through YouTube or Rumble or this new one now I'm learning about, Kick or Twitch or whatever, that's all horizontal video. None of that is vertical. Vertical is like, if you're doing YouTube shorts though, if that's your deal, then go for it. But you know how many shorts and how many viral videos you're going to have for a YouTube short to make $1?
Yep.
Like it
Yep.
don't pay, dude.
Yep. And because of that, I rarely make, me personally, this is just me, my personal opinion. I rarely make purposeful vertical content. And if you do see vertical content on any of my social medias, it's because I chopped it from a horizontal video. So I've literally edited. I have certain software that it can change the format and all that stuff, zoom in, zoom out, crop, whatever it is. And I literally take all my, like, I'll take one, like, I don't know. I take everything from horizontal and I'll make it vertical. You know, I don't believe in creating. I mean, maybe some, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like vertical video. I just don't see the, like, I tell everyone, I'm like, Instagram is a complete waste of time for 95% of people. It's literally a complete fucking waste of time. You're not getting paid from it. You might get attention and you might make you smile because you got 10 more views than the last post, but it doesn't make you any money. It just doesn't make you any money. So it's like, unless you're using Instagram Reels or Instagram vertical for as a bridge, same thing with TikTok. TikTok takes 70% of your revenue, even if you are monetized. 70%.
I
So
did
it's like,
not know that.
yeah,
Holy
so-
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
why wouldn't I use those platforms? Why would I give a like, you really have to go viral. And for some people it works, right? That consistent addicting content. But for the average person who's just trying to get on those platforms, you literally use those as bridges. TikTok is a bridge. I tie it back to link in my bio. Instagram, it's a bridge. I put the link in the stories, or I'll put a reel up with the link. Hey, subscribe to my channel. But there's always some kind of bridge or ladder to get over to YouTube or whatever, wherever I'm going to get paid.
Eventually.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
eventually.
I don't understand why a lot of people put so much effort into a free app for simply their monetizing value is attention and not money. I
Gary
can't
V
understand
was
that.
Gary V was 100% on board with this 10 years ago. You
Right.
know, Gary was 100% retail or attention arbitrage. Right? How can I get you to pay attention to me, and then how can I take that attention and convert it into dollars?
And it works. Attention works. I'm not saying not to get attention, but I think if you want to get attention, you should be compensated for it. If you have a platform that compensates for you, like if for instance, like video, are you on? You guys on TikTok, right?
No,
Okay.
I do
If
not
you
have a TikTok account.
if you were going to be on TikTok and if you were going to take some snippets of your show or your different shows, maybe funny moments or something, and start uploading them to there, you could literally put your link to your YouTube channel in your TikTok profile and kind of try to convert people from the TikTok app, if you went viral,
Into
to
your
come over
channel.
to YouTube, right? But if you didn't have YouTube, why would you put that effort into making all these TikToks to hope that you're going to go viral? And I get it. Like, you don't know if you're going to unless you start. But I mean, if we're talking about being realistic here, you know, I could probably go viral on TikTok if my TikToks were all about me waking up in the morning, running out of my house in my boxers, right? Because I have a friggin' not a fit body. So if you see my belly ass running down,
For that Uber X shared ride.
right? Good morning, Uber, Lyft, and Amazon. And I came in and I uploaded a video every day for 365 days. I'd fucking go viral and I'd probably get paid. But I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
I think that I'll tell you what. It's multiple reasons why I don't have TikTok. The number one reason. Oh, sorry about that. Tiki Taki. The number one reason I don't have Tiki Taki, to be honest, can't make no money with it. It's like Instagram. You know, I don't have a big following on Instagram. I don't know, 1,400 people on IG, right? I don't follow a lot on IG, right? But what does it do for me? I keep up with a couple of people. I keep up with my brothers and sisters. Those that mean something to me, you know,
right?
My kids or whatever. And
that's exactly my point.
That's it. That's what it is. It's a grandpa's. It's a pop's photo album. That's what it is.
I use it to stay in touch
What
with
it
people.
is.
If they want to reach out, they
That's
reach out to me on my IG.
I very rarely post anything up there. It doesn't do nothing for me. YouTube, I like YouTube. I like the challenge of it. To me, it's a challenge. How can I get better? What can I? If you guys have noticed on my channel, we've been doing so much live content to try to help people, right? Just to try to help people. And Eddie will tell you this: 70% of the time, I don't even monetize my lives. I don't monetize.
Oh, no. You got to monetize them no matter what.
I understand that, but I don't monetize them. I think once
I'm going to tell you why.
Monetize. Wait.
No.
Let me finish.
Okay. All right.
Wednesday night I monetize, right? which I got to be careful with that because I think I told you guys yesterday, I got an issue in valid traffic on my video. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So somebody that I've been bringing in somewhere through StreamYard or Restream or something, somebody's running my shit out there. And now they got me hooked up on some kind of invalid traffic. I got my suspicions, but I'm going to leave it alone. Right. I got to be more careful. That's all. My videos, I haven't been putting out a lot of videos, one every like week and a half or so, 2 weeks. Because what is there to talk about right now that we're not already talking about on all the live streams? Right? I'm not making a ton of money on YouTube. Right? That's not my goal. My goal isn't to come on here and brag about how much money I'm making on fucking YouTube. Now that other shit we're working on, that's about getting paid. And we're going to bring that to you guys in about.
Listen, if I was you, Vinny, if I was you with the Rideshare Garage, right, with all the shows that you bring, now you have what three different shows that you do. With all the shows, with all the various topics, with all the different guests, with all that, first of all, you have to, before I even say what I was going to say, let me just backtrack real quick. And you always have to monetize. Number one, let me tell you something. On YouTube, nobody gives a shit about a moral compass. Nobody, not one person, and nobody cares about it. Just you have to look out for you. You always have to monetize, no matter what, because nobody's going to think you're a better person if you don't monetize than if you do monetize. It takes time. Time is money. Your time is valuable. A lot of the information you guys put out is valuable. I tell you right now, I went back to ride sharing because I saw you and Eddie on the Rideshare Garage, and I was just poking my head, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this rideshare thing again. Maybe I can bring it back to some content on my channel about doing ride sharing. So let me watch these guys. Looks like these guys have been doing it for a while. I kind of like the energy and all that other stuff. You always got to monetize. Always, no matter what. No matter what. I know it's my opinion, but always monetize. The second thing is, with all the content you guys put out a ton of content. There's a lot of serious moments. There's a lot of funny moments. There's a lot of like, what the fuck moments. There's just a lot of different moments, right? But you have a plethora of additional content without even having to create anything new. You could literally go back to every live and make short under 10-minute clips, upload them as regular videos, and it pinpoints and it lasers your audience into that topic instead of them probably missing a replay of a live if they didn't watch it all the way through, or if they stepped away for a minute, right? Because you run a live an hour long, 2 hours long. A lot of times they're not going to rewatch the whole thing. But if you take the best moments and you make small clips, even under 5 minutes each, under 10 minutes each, the best parts, right? And then you dig even deeper and you take 60-second clips and make shorts out of all that content. Your subscriber growth, let me tell you something. I grew 7,000 subscribers in 1 month just from YouTube Shorts. Just from YouTube Shorts, I got my channel got suspended monetarily. It didn't go away, but they took away the monetization for 90 days because right when they said they were going to monetize shorts, I started taking Walmart clips that weren't mine from like TikTok and Instagram, and I was uploading them as shorts. And I'm like, well, they have to do it Walmart so people will watch it. And boy, did they watch it. But YouTube said, no. And they suspended my monetization because they said it wasn't original content. So I would have had to have been in the video commentating to make it my original content. Right. So just that alone, the views I had to delete from that, just from Walmart YouTube Shorts, 3 shorts a day for a couple of months, I had almost 10 million views just from those shorts. And I had to take that away. But the reason why I bring that up is because I want to tell you, like, the amount of views that you can bring people in the subscribers, because on those shorts, there's a subscribe button on the short. Nobody has to click away from the short to subscribe to you. They can be like, oh, I like this content, subscribe. And then when you go live, when you upload new content, it's going to come up on their feed. They don't have to click away from the short and do additional steps. So like, I would literally take a ton of your content, not me, but I'm saying you take a lot of your content and chop it up into smaller clips, upload them as single videos with thumbnails, and create shorts. It's a win-win.
Right.
We're gonna talk after the show because I want to know how is it that you do it.
I know how to do it. It's just and Jeff was on that same thing with us, and I give him credit for that. The problem is, Richie, you gotta have time to do do this shit.
You do. And I'll tell you how I had time.
Time.
This is how I had time. I took my laptop with me when I first started ride sharing, and I would take 2 to 3 hours out of the day, and I sat my ass at Starbucks, something I said I would never do. When I go into Starbucks, I get a coffee. I'm like, look at these. How do they get any work done at Starbucks? Well, I found out real quick that when your day is busy and you're out and you're not home at your desktop, I took my laptop, I bought a case, I bought a carrying case and everything. I would open it up, and I didn't even need the internet. I just needed time to cut shorts and cut videos. And for 2-3 hours while I was on the road, that's what I did. That's literally it's exactly what I did.
Okay.
So there isn't enough
Sounds
time.
very interesting.
And
Very interesting.
and you guys use Canva. So basically, real quick, I would take, if I had the main video and you clip out 60 seconds, there's a scene that you want. And now that video is still a horizontal video. And what I would do is I would take that horizontal video and load it into Canva. And Canva, you have the vertical preset. So when you put it, and then you just stretch it out so it fills up that vertical.
Oh, I can do that on Adobe.
Yeah, and now you have a short. Boom, done. You didn't have to do much.
Yeah. Everybody's it's simple till you got to sit down and do it.
But when you do sit down to do it, you got to bang out like 10, 20, 25, make it work.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. And I've been wanting to do more segments, and I've done a couple of segments in the past. And with the way we're formatted here, it kind of makes it tough. Like if I do something like this, let's see if I can do it here. Right. I can take it, like right now I'm trying to push this into a vertical format, and it won't let me do it on the program. But you're right. It is something that should be done. Again, we're pushing up against this first hour. I didn't want to be on here more than an hour. Maybe we'll go another 15 minutes. But the whole point of today's podcast, the podcast pivot, Sunday pivot podcast, the easiest way, the easiest gear is to take your cell phone, hit the camera, turn it around, face yourself, and hit. Again, we're explaining to everybody in the group today. This is a Sunday Pivot podcast. I got my guy Eddie driving in style. I got my guy Richie Hustles down here, and we're showing everybody just how easy it is to shoot a video and to start your YouTube content career. That's what we're talking about. Boom. Turn it off, and there it is. 20-second content right there.
And Canva is also an app, so you can upload it from your phone.
And listen, even if you just upload it direct from your phone onto YouTube, no edits. You got to start somewhere. And unless you hit record on your phone, that's all you need to start. Don't let nobody tell you anything different.
Yep.
You don't need, you know what? You shoot your videos during the day, outside, preferably if you can. But if you're going to be inside, make sure you got your overhead light on and a lamp, right? That's all you need. You get you an ear, you can, every one of these phones come with earbuds, wired earbuds. Plug in the wired earbud. You don't need a wireless earbud. Plug in the earbud. That's it. It's that simple.
Yep. And one thing that I was doing in the beginning, I was literally copying from what other people were doing in their channels. And then from there, I basically turned it into my own. Be like, oh, you know what? I don't like doing it this way because it just takes too long. All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it this way, and it kind of became like my own thing. But I was taking from other people and how they were doing it, okay, and I was copying what they were doing, and then it basically turned into my own thing.
Well, at the end of the day, man, you just got to hit record.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna do over the next 3 or 4 weeks, right? This is gonna wind up. This whole YouTube thing is gonna wind up being, a 5 or 6 part series on the Sunday Pivot podcast, because we want to show you all the little things to do just to get you started.
Yeah.
And we're all available. Hell, Eddie and I are on the goddamn.
And we'll talk about it next week because once you set up your YouTube channel and stuff, and you were able to get monetized. You put AdSense in there.
I'm worried about getting monetized right now. That's the last thing I'd be worried about. The only thing I'd be concerned with right now is getting your content out there. Just like with Nicholas Williams, right? He's got 12 subs right now, right? And I'm one of them. You damn right I'm one of them, right? And you guys can check him out in the pinned messages. I got Nicholas Williams' channel up there. He's a rideshare driver breaking into the YouTube space. And I also got Richie Hustles up there. So do me a favor. I would appreciate if you would subscribe to both of those and drop a like on these videos too. That'd be cool. And yeah, looking. Rideshare replay from Boston, from the garden. It's a wicked piss up. Yeah. I wonder who else is on this podcast from Boston.
See, and just like Nicholas, I subscribe to Nicholas. You know,
Yeah,
Nicholas.
right.
I didn't know Nicholas had his own little channel. He's got a Tesla, man. I didn't know.
Yeah, bro. He's down here. He sent me the YouTube channel the other day. I know Thomas Lyle, right? I keep going back to Thomas because he wants to get his YouTube channel started because he wants to start helping people budget their finances. He just wants to
that's
help.
something that I need to do.
He just wants to help. So let's get it.
And then help,
create
networking. And then networking creates this.
Listen, if we could get this guy, to start making content, Commuter, all the way from Ireland, like that, give me a chub. I'd be happy with that one.
He's gonna be coming here.
If Commuter would start shooting content of Ireland, I'd get a chub.
Yeah, he will probably have some good B-roll.
He'll
probably have some good B-roll.
James says he's got 100 subs. He hasn't posted in 10 years. Time to dust off, man. You never know where it's going to lead. And here at the end of the day, before we wrap this up, maybe, Commuter says maybe. Thomas says he's listening to Heat delivering them pizzas. Man, I'd be recording that shit, little clips. Like, this is what I'll do
right now.
This is what I'll do during the day. This sits on my passenger seat. Okay? Because I do a lot of recording now with the GoPro. I'm in this GoPro phase, right? And I'll sit there with the GoPro and I'll pick it up. The mic's already on. I just hit the little button and I point it at myself like this. And for that 15, 20, 30 seconds, 60 seconds clip, I'm looking right at the camera. I'm saying what I got to say. When I'm done, turn it off and sit it right back on the seat.
Yep.
And it might be another 20 minutes or an hour before I make another clip.
Yeah. And then remember later on, and then later on you can worry about your SEO and your hashtags and all that stuff.
That'll be another, that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother podcast.
Then you better be like, wait, hold on. How do I get, I was like, now you need to work on your SEO and your hashtags and all that stuff. And then that comes through experience, or you could just cheat like I did and use ChatGPT. All right. You could do it that way. But you start figuring once you start getting into it, when you start really getting into it, that's how you know that, okay, yeah, this is my thing. I'm gonna keep doing it. All right. And then okay, let's better my content. And then everything progresses through time.
Rideshare replay. The only thing that I could suggest is, because I noticed too, like, we're on a roller coaster with views, right? Some days you're gonna be high, some days you're gonna be low. It really depends on what the YouTube community is doing. And when I say the YouTube community, those consuming the content. If nobody's looking for rideshare content, nobody's going to get discovered.
Which is why it's so important to be you,
Yes. Yeah. Say it again, Richie, one more time for those in the back.
And that's why it's so important to be you, because you are the reason, your content's going to make it different than somebody else's.
100%. Nobody truly knows how the YouTube algorithm works. Just like the IG algorithm or TikTok or whatever, right? Nobody knows how these things work. I don't think they know how it works. I think they just hit a goddamn button and boom, today we're going to do rideshare and tomorrow we're going to do pizza delivery. And the third day it's going to be, we're going to strictly do Eddie's OnlyFans page, right? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows.
Oh, man.
And so that happens. I'll tell you something I do know. And then I'm going to end it with this. I want to wrap it up with this today. I do know this. When you get a new YouTuber, doesn't matter the niche, but when you get a new YouTuber and they're starting to gain traction, YouTube will pump the hell out of their channels to help get them monetized. But what's happening while they're getting monetized, while they're in the process of getting monetized, YouTube is making a grip on ads off their ads. Because I have done this test with about 10 different new YouTubers once they come on the scene. And while they're not, before they get to 1,000 subs, they're freaking making a lot of money. And as soon as they get monetized, some people can keep it going, and that's good. That's the whole point. People buy the authenticity.
But
And
once you
always remember
see,
this. It's always easier to have a negative channel, and you'll get a lot more subs and a lot more views if you're a negative motherfucker than you are if you're positive. But being positive means your community is going to be more loyal to you. Negative comes and goes. Positive is here. It hangs. So don't get discouraged. Just keep it going. Keep it going in the right direction.
Mhm.
yep.
All right. Anybody else got any closing thoughts on this today?
No, that is it. That is it. I mean, if you just upload, I mean, record, all right, do whatever you need to do. And if it looks bad, who cares? Just upload it. Just a little plus sign on the
You'll
YouTube.
get better.
It says plus. Yeah, you'll get better, and just upload it. You know. Oh, and get used to haters. People are gonna criticize and all that stuff. But the thing is, as long as they watch the video, who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who
Just they
cares?
watched it. I have a hater right now that was telling me about whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't care. You had to watch it for you to hate. You know,
Mhm.
and I got the view.
You get
You
the
know,
view.
like, dislike, whatever. But that gets the algorithm going. So
That's it. Richie, you got anything to close out before we get out of here, bro?
I mean, just stop caring, because caring about what other people are thinking is really holding a lot of people back. It's probably one of the number one things that deter people. You know, is you care what people are going to think of your video, or you care what people are going to think of you while you're recording in public. If you're recording in public, you care what people are going to say once you post it. Like, just nobody. I hate to break it to you, nobody gives a shit about you. Nobody.
Yeah.
So, you just have to take care, do what you got to do. And once you get past that, it gets a lot easier.
100% on that one. 100%. Just hit record, man. And even if you never post it, hit record. Start recording. Next week, next Sunday's podcast. Do we have a holiday next week, or is it the week after? Because now we're getting ready to get into football season. We got to start thinking about changing the Sunday podcast to a different time. Either it's going to be really early in the morning, like 10 a.m. on a Sunday, which would be 9 a.m. Eddie's time, because there ain't no way we're going to compete with football, and I'm not competing with football. I like my Dolphins. I like my Dolphins too much. God damn it, Tua, all the way this year. God damn it, all the way.
I don't watch sports anymore.
Well, that's your problem. I still like football. I don't watch a lot of other sports. Every now and then I watch basketball. I grew up playing ball, but
Too busy.
Anyway,
Too busy.
so next week we'll get the time set. More than likely right now it'll be 2:00 on Sunday. I just can't remember if next week's a holiday or not. If it is, we'll work it out. The next podcast will be how to upload that video. So this week, just practice shooting some videos, man. You already know how to set your YouTube channel up. Go to last week's episode. Now you know all you got to do is just hit record. Practice shooting videos. Don't worry about it. It's just you. Don't worry about it. Video.
Right. Shoot it.
I want to see how many people are going to come in here and be like, "Hey, I started it. Can you take a look at it?" I was like, "Okay, let's take a look at it."
You know what? If you get that channel started and you think you need some help, if you think we can help you, hell yeah, I'm on it. Let's get it. All of us will get it. We'll get it. I gotta see if I can sign Richie to a contract for Sundays. I gotta see what I can do with that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how we can work that out. But anyway, listen, we want to thank everybody for taking their time out of their Sundays. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Hopefully you got some value out of this video. We are definitely trying to help everybody. We're all in it to win it, bro. That's it. At the end of the day, we got to be in it to win it. So with that, Eddie, Richie, thank you, sir, for joining us.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you, Eddie, for pushing it. Outside of that, guess what, y'all? We out of here. See ya.